Hey everyone, I'm Elfowls, and welcome to MBC Week 6, where we're going up against a very strong opponent. We have Darya, coach of the Minneapolis Meowscaradas. And this league, she has drafted a very powerful team. Just going to get right into it. That round 1 Dragapult stands out as very threatening, and it's followed up by the consistent Iron Treads and the quite powerful Enamorous. The biggest threat though is that Tera Iron Hands. With any type that it wants to go into, Darya can build it to beat literally any member of my team, just with its titanic bulk and attack stat. Other threats, Rotom Heat is a pretty good check to Sandrush Excadrill, and actually with Ability Shield, it's a pretty good check to Mold Breaker Excadrill. And then I'm expecting the 6th to be Umbreon, which could be brought as a sturdy Spectrier check. Then again, Umbreon is pretty passive, so I could see it being benched for the Tera Frosmoth, which is a terrifying threat. As of Week 5, my Tera Excadrill is actually the KO leader of the league, but Darya's Tera Frosmoth is right behind it at number 2. With Ice Scales, I could see it being a pretty good Spectrier check, and its Quiver Dance sets are obviously terrifying. So this ends up being a frightening team to go up against. I think it's able to run over me with offense centered around Dragapult and Enamorous, while also outlasting with the bulk of Iron Hands, so definitely a tough team to prep for. With that said, we're kicking things off with Tyranitar, which is going to be a crucial check to Dragapult. The main idea is to switch into Pult early and scout and tank a hit, before pivoting out with my eject button into whatever threatens Dragapult the best from there, most likely going to be Excadrill. Once that trick is used up though, Tyranitar can be threatening to most of my opponent's team with the combination of knockoff, Stone Edge, and Earthquake, plus Stealth Rock to take advantage of 4 switches. We have the offensive investment to 2-hit KO max HP Iron Treads with Earthquake, and the defensive investment to avoid the 2-hit KO from just about any Dragapult set that I expect to see. And we have some speed on this to hopefully get the jump on Umbreon. Then, taking advantage of Tyranitar's Sand is Excadrill, which is an Insult Vest set that can hopefully tank a hit or two from Dragapult or Enamorous if the situation calls for it. It's still a pretty offensive set, Adamant Max Attack with enough speed to outrun a Scarf Enamorous or Iron Treads when Sand is up. Looking at the rest of the details on this set, one could accuse me of trying to cook a little too hard. So let's talk about Tera Normal with Facade. So firstly, Tera Normal is pretty valuable to discourage Dragapult from going for his ghost moves, and it's also a pretty good type in general to get out of all my weaknesses aside from fighting. And then of course it boosts the power of Facade, which is my main offensive move if I get burned by Dragapult or Rotom. It's tough to say if my opponent will see Tera Normal in Team Preview and expect Facade to counter Will-O-Wisp. I might be showing my hand early by doing that, but I do see it as a win-win. Either I get burned and gain a very powerful stab option, or my opponent sees it coming and doesn't go for the burn, and I get to click Earthquake and Rock Slide to my heart's content. Either way, it cuts off a major form of counterplay I expect to see for Excadrill. Like I said, this is a pretty off-the-wall strategy. We'll see how it actually works in practice, but I think it has some potential. Even if the full idea doesn't work out, the set itself can just be fundamentally strong with spammable Earthquakes and Rock Slides coming off of a decently bulky piece. Alright, so those first 2 slots are important for the Dragapult matchup, but they are not great against Tera Iron Hands, so to help fix that issue, we're going to bring in Rotom-Mow to be a good switch into that, as well as the Iron Treads. This is of course a fully Fizdef set with a Rocky Helmet to get extra chip damage as I switch in. Volt Switch is very important for pivoting, and Nightshade gets the most damage against Rotom Heat and Frosmoth, which I feel are the most likely switch-ins to this. Will-O-Wisp to cripple the hands, and Pain Split is a very good move early game if I'm forced to pivot into Iron Hands and get chipped down by it early. I can always force progress against anything that switches in while healing off the damage. Next up, we got Spectrier rocking a Nasty Plot set this week. Outside of Umbreon, it can be pretty tough for my opponent to switch into Spectrier, so if I feel that Umbreon switch coming, Nasty Plot and Taunt can potentially mess with it quite a bit. With +2 Draining Kiss, I'm actually doing pretty respectable damage to specially defensive Umbreon, and healing off most of the damage it can do to me with Foul Play. For the EV spread, I'm not even going to try to outspeed Dragapult, so with a modest nature I can just outrun Iron Treads and Enamorous. And because I'm definitely not outrunning that Dragapult, I have the Kasip Berry to try and survive a hit from it and KO it back with a Shadow Ball of my own, hoping for this to just be a really strong attacker this week. And because Spectrier can't be my only fighting resist, I also have Screamtail, which is also going to be coming as a pretty offensive set actually. I'm not really looking for a ton of longevity this week. The team is more focused on just tanking a couple hits and dishing them back out harder. and max special attack Screamtail plays into that strategy pretty well. Dazzling Gleam hits my opponent's team harder than you might think, and Psyshock is the other stab that hits Frostmoth on its lower defense stat. Fire Blast rounds out the coverage by hitting Iron Shreds pretty hard, and Calm Mind, if I can find a spot to set it up, can make Screamtail pretty threatening, while also making it more difficult for Dragapult to revenge kill us with Shadow Ball. Max special attack, like I said, with enough speed to outrun Enamorus and Iron Shreds. Even without much investment, Screamtail tanks hits pretty well, so Leftovers is going to add to that longevity just a bit so he can potentially tank a few more hits. Then lastly, we have Sneasler. I wasn't too sure what to do with this set, but all I really needed in Sneasler this week was a strong close combat to punish Umbreon. So I went with this Banded set, which is probably most often going to be switching into Umbreon and then U-turning out of either Dragapult or Iron Hands, hopefully proccing Poison Touch while we're at it. Close combat is of course the most threatening move we have. It is staggeringly powerful with the Choice Band. Dire Claw hits Enamorus and it can also cheese our way through bulkier targets. And in the last slot, Toxic Spikes might be very valuable to start getting chip on things like Iron Hands and Umbreon. And it's not like Iron Shreds is too eager to switch in on Sneasler, so it might take some tough positioning from my opponent to remove these. The spread is pretty standard offense, we just have enough speed to outrun Iron Shreds and Enamorus. So that is going to do it for the team we're bringing to Week 6 of the MBC. This is a match against a tough opponent piloting a very powerful team, so I've been excited to take a crack at this. Let's see how it goes in the battle. Alright, there we have Darya. Already exchanged Tera types just now, and we have Iron Hands, Frostmoth, Dragapult. Oh, this is a very different team than I was expecting. Iron Shreds, Cacturn. Interesting on the Cacturn. And that's the Slowking. Wow. So I got a lot of this wrong. No Enamorus. No. What else is there that I'm missing here? No Enamorus. No Rotom stands out, actually. That's pretty cool. For me. And no Umbreon, instead Frostmoth. And the Frostmoth is Tera Dark, which I was kind of expecting if I saw it over Umbreon. And the Hands is Tera Grass. But with all this in mind, I think I'm going to leave with Sneasler. The only truly bad lead is Dragapult, which I think I just switched to T-Tar on. Could risk it, we'll see. But yeah. Yeah, good luck, have fun to Darya. This is going to be fun. Alright. Cacturn is wild to me. See what that ends up doing. It is another Spectrier check, actually, with Sucker Punch. I did not consider that in the builder. But that's worth noting. Alright, see what the lead ends up being. It's the... yeah, it's the pull. Alright. Okay. So... it is true that only Specs KOs me here, but I can't exactly do much back to it. I guess Band would too, but I'm not quite expecting Choice Band on this thing. But yeah, it's like a standard Bolt with like Draco. It's doing like a little over half to me, which, what are your switchings here? I don't know if I want to use the T-Tar eject button that early, so I could just U-turn. Man, tough situation already. But I think I U-turn and see what happens. It's gonna whisk. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, I forgot to turn my battle layout on. We do get Poison Touch, which is nice. It seems to be kind of neutered. At least we can put T-Spikes up later. That's fine. I'm willing to put T-Tar in now, because if it U-turns out on me, I do at least get Eject out into Drill. Okay, so it's not Scarf, it seems like. Interesting. I will try T-Tar, I think. Yeah. Unfortunate burn on Sneasler. I mean, hey, CC can still do a lot here. After the remaining chip damage that we saw on this turn, really hard to tell what kind of set this Bolt is. I think I am just going to knock. If it stays into Wisp Me, that's like 2 Pokemon that's crippled already. But taking the Dragapult out would then be really nice. U-turns? Oh, 4 to 302, so 102 points of damage. With U-turn. Not invested. Could that be timid? Yeah, it could be just uninvested or it could be timid, so I'm not sure yet. But we're going drill. We do love to see no Scarf. And we love to see that Excadrill doesn't really have good switch-ins here, right? Iron Hands definitely could be an option. But that'd be so bold, unless you're like Balloon or Shuka. Like, I think I just will Rock Slide here, right? In case there's a Balloon or something. And like, truly, I don't mind too much if it stays in and burns me, which is a weird statement. But let's see. I'm trying to catch a Balloon here. Slowking. Okay. Anything you got for me here? Okay. Slowking. I'm gonna guess physically defensive. It did. Yeah, that's a physically defensive Slowking. Earthquake here. I'm thinking of Tera-ing here. There's no Namorous, so like I don't mind losing my Fairy Resist. And Earthquake should two-shot from here, especially with Sand going. So I'm gonna try it, I think. Like, chip on this is pretty good. I say let's do it. Yeah. We're gonna see a Trick Room. Okay. Good to know, good to know. Okay, Slowking is pretty low though, which I like. And I think I just continue to Earthquake. It's gonna Chilly out. Something still has to take this Earthquake. So we'll see what that ends up being. It could be Cacturne, I suppose. Which, if it's max HP, takes a little under half. It is Cacturne, okay. Gotcha. Just about half, just about half. Alright. Sneasler's not a horrible switch in here, actually. Cacturne, to me, a Sneasler. Like, Sneasler's actually a decent pivot here because it gets U-turn, and it's slow right now. I shouldn't be too KO'd by anything it's doing. And, you know, Sneasler stocks are pretty down right now because it's burned. Knockoff? Yep. Oh, knockoff. So I'm not banded anymore. This could be time for Key Spikes, honestly. Like, I don't see why not. Let's get some up. Oh, it's Zen Headbutt. Fair enough. Yeah. Alright. Nice Cacturn. Yeah. Yeah. This thing is truly... I don't like to see it. Could go Scream here. Trick Room happened, one turn from Chilly Reception, second turn Knockoff, third turn... I think we're on the last turn of Trick Room after this. I am thinking maybe Scream. Yeah, we might have to do that. Alright, and let's check Trick Room. One turn left. It'd be really funny to go for Fire Blast here. Catch the Frostmoth, potentially. I think Slowking is a little more likely. Okay, would love... Yes! Would love to hit that, take the Cacturn. Alright. Alright. That Cacturn, pretty annoying, I gotta say. But it's gone. No more suckers, which is good for Spectrator. That is the Slowking. Okay. I have to imagine it just goes for a Trick Room again, right? So I think to punish that, I can Calm Mind, right? We do see Trick Room go up. Good. Not good, but it's what we expected. Alright. And I think a Psyshock could be the play here. It prevents Frostmoth and Iron Hand from coming in. Honestly, it's everything except for Iron Shreds. Pretty nicely. Fire Blast is also not horrible here. That does allow in the Iron Hands, theoretically. I mean, I do have to switch into Iron Hands. Let's see the Chili. Okay. I'm interested to see what comes in to take this. +1 Fire Blast against... let's just check Iron Hands. Nothing loves this. Let's see here. You're really thinking about what's coming in, which, yeah, it's +1 Scream Tail. It could theoretically threaten everything, which it actually does. That is the hand, isn't it? Okay. It's Booster. Oh, shoot. Alright. Alright, I'd like to hit this Fire Blast, please. Thank you. And we don't do that much. We know it's Booster. +1 Fire Blast, doing, you know, is that max HP hands? Yeah, that's probably max HP on hands. I am expecting a Heavy Slam to come out here. So, unless you read Rotom, this is generally pretty safe. It is Booster, but Rotom should take it unless it's got Ice Punch, I think. Or just CC would actually do pretty well here. But yeah, I have to switch to Rotom, I think. Heavy Slam, yep. We're going to see some Helmet go in. 304 to 228 as well. 76 points of damage from Heavy Slam. From Booster Energy. Yep, that is definitely... let's look at... That's definitely max attack, Adamant, Ice Punch. Doing not that much to me, so... should I Wisp? I think I do. It's the Frozmoth, okay. Alright, so we burned Frozmoth. And we have one turn of Quick Room remaining. Wouldn't hate T-Tar going down here. Let's Tera Dark Frozmoth. Yeah, T-Tar can swap in. If I go down to a Bug Buzz after a Quiver Dance, so be it. But yeah, resetting Snow here is important. Okay, Ice Beam, 302 to... Oh my gosh, 211. So, 302 211. 91 points of damage to my T-Tar from Frozmoth. Ice Beam, that uninvested. Looking like a more uninvested Frozmoth than anything. Okay. Could Earthquake here. Or just not, right? Well, yeah, let's Earthquake. Good damage in the Frozmoth. If I'm allowed to, like, live on the turn. But yeah, Iron Treads and Iron Hands both get hit hard by this. Treads, okay. Nice damage. Great damage. Rotom's gonna be necessary here. This could very well be a double, actually. That would be a good play on your part. Maybe knockoff would have been nice there. Rocks go up. Not the end of the world. I think I can Nightshade decently well here. Let's try that. Because the treads is so low, this is a decent spot to do that. Because if it hits me, of course, it does take Helmet from anything it would want to hit me with, I think. And then Nightshade could potentially knock out. This looks like a not quite as bulky Iron Treads, because Earthquake from T-Tar is supposed to just barely 2-hit KO a max HP Treads. This looks like a little more damage. Okay, we are going to see a switch out. To what? That sounds like Iron Hands. Interesting. Okay. Decent chip. It's Booster. Interesting. I think another chunk of Nightshade will put it into Sand Range, maybe. If it Drain Punches, no. Why switch this in? I mean, it could be just a sack, I guess. Okay. Withdraw that. Very interesting. And it's a Frozmoth that comes in. Sure, that makes sense. Sandstorm's over. And Frostmoth is now at half, which is great. Have to imagine it's boots or something. It feels defensive, but does that mean I can safely Volt Switch? I don't know. I will... well, Volt Switch isn't even doing that much damage to it. That's the only move I really want to go for right here. Excadrill is actually not a bad switch-in. Because of the Assault Vest. So let's try that. Do this Frostmoth. Hit U-turn. Okay. Interesting. Okay, what switches in on this? Dragapult is not attack invested, so... oh, it's just Slowking. Okay. I certainly don't mind getting the rocks out of here. Look at that Tera normal spin, guys. Ooh, big damage. Okay. Trick Rooms again. Makes sense. But, I mean, yeah, something's taking an Earthquake here, right? Yeah. Balls. Burn me, burn me! I don't actually want that. Okay. Alright. Cool. Nah, just Earthquake, right? Even if it burns me, I should be able to KO here. I think. Okay. Something has to take an Earthquake here. Gonna be the Frostmoth. Okay. Gotcha. This should KO. Oh, I forgot. It resists ground. Yeah. Let's see here. Trick Room 2 turns left. Interesting. For some reason I was like, it's ice, it doesn't resist anything. But yeah. It shouldn't be KOing me with anything here, so let's just Earthquake. Ice Beams. That's a lot. But yeah, Excadrill is going to be able to KO the Frostmoth. It's a big threat gone. And it is the hands that comes in. Okay. I still think that Excadrill sees some good use here. So, I think Scream Tail is decent. With Sand up later, Excadrill can still do some work. Especially because the pull did not start. Drain Punch, yep. I don't want you healing much. And now, Dazzling Gleam does do pretty nice here. Treads can come in. But, I don't know, you might see the opportunity to just heavy slam the Scream Tail out of here. Slowking comes in, I think I can just Calm Mind. Their grass could come out here. You have to be a little scared of Fire Blast, because it's the only thing I've clicked so far. Oh, but we do see the Tera come up. This makes sense. Screamtail's probably going down here, but in return, I do get to get Spectrier in pretty nicely, I think. Alright, so let's pay attention to the Screamtail damage from Dazzling Ring. I don't know, maybe 20%-ish. Yeah, it's gotta be like just a max HP Iron Hands. And so Spectrier would be pretty safe to come in and Shadow Ball. Yeah, let's try that. But yeah, Iron Hands. We have Screamtail with Baseline. Alright, yeah, easy Shadow Ball. There's no resists here. So yeah. Yeah, there is not a single switch in, so I think I'm getting a special attack boost no matter what here. It's pretty nice. I'm glad that we took out the Frosmoth and the Cacturne. Those were like the two main things standing in the way of this. So depending on sets, I wonder if we are just going to win from here. Scarf Treads would be the main problem. But I don't think that a Scarf Treads would KO me, and I definitely KO back. And then Pult, we've been whittling that down the whole game. So T-Part should be able to take care of it, and then Slowking on its own doesn't look like a huge threat. I could be wrong there, but we'll see. But yeah, Spec, KO, Iron Hands. Okay, it is that thing that comes out. But yeah, KO Iron Hands with Shadow Ball. Iron Shreds with a knockoff, let's say Adamant. It does a lot to me, but it doesn't KO. So Shadow Ball should do just fine. It does have Scarf knockoff. Okay, ouch! Alright, well, I do take out the Treads. It's just Dragapult and Slowking left. How worried am I about that Slowking? I could actually preserve Spectrier here. Because I want Shadow Ball for the Slowking. I'm gonna go T-Tar. We saw that the Pult was uninvested. On physical attack, so very unlikely to be Dragon Dance. Even so, I think Tyranitar can handle it. Or else it just has to U-turn out. Oh, and the nice thing about Sand as well. I would say that it would have chipped down the Dragapult more, but did not. I wonder if I would have lived that with Spectrier. I don't know. Okay, let's see Tyranitar against a physically defensive Slowking. Knockoff should do plenty. I don't believe I've seen an item yet, so this could be Holder, in which case, yeah, that's not great. But what happens then? It KOs me. And then I go Rotom? Possibly. Okay, we just KO the Slow King. That's good. Alright, and it's down to Sepult, which is getting chipped down every turn by Poison and Sand. So it can KO me here. Yes. Yes, I will let it KO me. And it misses a Draco! Okay. That should be game. Oh, it's Colbert. Gotcha. But I still KO. Sorry about the Draco miss. That's definitely diff in my favor. Alright. Well, hey. Good game to Darya. That was really fun. That's going to be a 4-0 win. That's a lot better than I was expecting to do here, if we're being honest. Darya played well, but I'm just glad I was able to chip stuff down early. Taking out Cacturn was especially nice, because it was actually a decent threat. Cacturn goes crazy, let's go. But yeah, everything came together. Excadrill actually taking some hits, which is great. Just earthquaking things, chipping them all down was great for the end game that we set up. And then yeah, Guitar, clean it up. But yeah, that is going to do it for week 6. That makes us, I believe, 4-2 for the season, which puts me in a pretty good spot. So yeah, there's 3 weeks left. Hopefully we can keep this up, little win streak going so far. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.